Coming up on the Anglers Channel Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by Sportsman's Warehouse. It's the Bassmaster St. Croix Southern Open from Lake Hartwell. Find out who gets to fish this year's Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville. We check in with AnglersChoice Marine Team Trail Championship on Smith Mountain Lake. Carl Jakobsen continues his series on his ultimate Ultrex setup. Chris Brown with our Ranger Under the Lid segment. Greg West checks in from Lake Fork. Folks, we are everywhere this week. Let's get this edition started right now. Hey everyone, welcome to the Anglers Channel Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by Sportsman's Warehouse, where we're sitting right here in Columbia, South Carolina, under another beautifully renovated store. Let's head out to beautiful Smith Mountain Lake for a look at this year's Angler's Choice Marine Team Trail Championship. Here's Tournament Director Chris Lucas.
This is the two-day championship for the Angler's Choice Team Tournament Trail, the Virginia division here at beautiful Smith Mountain Lake. We're giving away $25,000 to the winners today. Our leading team brought in just under 26 pounds yesterday in a 5-fish limit, so it should be an exciting weigh-in today.
Finally caught one!
Hey.
Ooh, that's a nice one too. Finally caught one. There's a big fish starting off.
Large or small?
Large. And it is the only one, so it's weight and big fish.
Oh man, Jeff,
did it eat the other
picture
four?
of you with that.
Yeah. Good one. 522. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
This is something you don't normally get to do.
that big fish
You don't
leader?
normally get to do this. Go right over.
It's over with.
Pictures, okay?
Yeah.
Turn it over with. Dang. It's a miracle day right here.
They call this a bag rack.
Oh, is that what that's for?
You never get to do this. So hold it up and smile.
For all the television out there, Jeff has never got the opportunity to use this piece of
I
equipment.
didn't know what that was.
This is a rack that we hang the bags on to take pictures, and
Man.
so this is
You
the
don't
first
get to use
time
that
in
very
15
often.
years he's got to use that
All
rack.
right, yeah. All right.
Tom Whitmore and Leonard Law, they had 5 pounds yesterday. The small fish so far is a 1.34 pounder, and guess what this one weighs? 1.25. You're the new small fish leader of the day. We have another contender for the Northside Construction Smallest Fish of the Day award. The smallest fish was just weighed in at 1.25 pounds. They got one fish that goes 1.23 pounds. The new small fish leader of the day. This is Philip Jerebeck. He had a really good day yesterday. He had a 5-fish limit that went 19.54 pounds. He's got 4 today to go with it. Total weight 12.02 pounds, 12.02. They had 4 fish yesterday that went 7.87 pounds. They got 5 today, a little better bag, including a big largemouth that we're going to weigh. Much better day today. Total weight 17.99 pounds. Big largemouth 5.72 pounds. That's our new big largemouth leader of the day so far. This is Chad and Elliot Pilson. They are our 2022 points champions. They had a 5-fish limit yesterday that weighed 25.87 pounds. They got 5 again today that weighs 14.11 pounds, and that's going to be enough to put them back in the lead again today with only a few more boats to go.
Today, we fished this entire lake and worked our tails off trying to find 5 first, and then we ended up calling twice today.
We did. We caught 7 fish all day.
It's a bittersweet day. We're going to give away $25,000, yes. Everything's good, beautiful day, but it's a bitter day as well because after 18 years, Chris has decided to step down as director. As I said, it is bittersweet. We want to bid him a fond farewell, and I know he's not going to be able to do it, but I'm going to have him say just a few words to you.
Man, I tell you, I do get a little emotional about it. When you've poured your heart and soul into something for 18 years, it's hard to step away. And I'm really I really don't want to like step away. What I want to do is I want to trade places, because before I can't. I want to do what you guys do. I'm a fisherman too, and I haven't had that chance. And I want to try that side of it.
$25,000 first place prize. A nice reward for a couple of days on the water. Congrats, guys, and best of luck to you, Chris. 18 years as tournament director is no easy accomplishment. We'll see you on the water, I'm sure. Coming up, Lake Fork guide Greg West has some baits to use to target bass around shad, and we'll have some highlights from the Southern Open on Lake Hartwell, plus our Ranger Boats Under the Lid segment. Stay tuned.
This portion of the Anglers Channel Bass Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, is sponsored by Ranger Boats, powered by Mercury, by Strike King Lures, and by Costa Eyewear. There's more to come.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance. Mercury, go boldly.
Pro-inspired, pro-designed. Tested and proven by legends on the water. Dominating the tournament trail for over 50 years. Everything you need, one legendary brand. Strike King.
All right, guys, see you back. Another Ranger Boats Under the Lid. Real quick one today. It's your cooler, AKA the step, AKA the place you keep all the fun stuff, the snacks, the goodies. Got a full cooler here. We can keep all kinds of drinks. I don't know how many bottles of water we can put in here. A couple bags of ice. It's in the middle of the boat. It's down toward the bottom. It's gonna stay cool. It's gonna stay cold. It's gonna keep your sandwiches, your drinks, all that stuff nice and cold for the day. Keep you hydrated. Probably not the best thing to have on a hot day. But also too, slide over here, and you got this little guy right here. Now this is a great idea. Trent at AnglersChoice did this. He puts his throw cushion there, right? But the majority of guys will also use this as your trash can, right? Great place to throw trash. And of course today, your baits, right? You get tore up baits, empty bait packages, you throw them all there. End of the day, open it up, and there you go. Probably what you can do is find one of those little bitty office trash cans at the old Wildly World, throw it in there, put a bag in there, throw your stuff in there, close that up, it's on a magnet. Co-owner puts his feet there, holds his butt in the seat while you're running in the lake with your hair on fire. But a great place to put trash, and as Trent does at AnglersChoice, slide his throw cushion in there, another great idea. Guys, there's your Ranger Boats What's Under the Lid for this week.
Thanks, Chris. Let's head out to East Texas and Lake Fork, where guide Greg West takes us through his Strike King gear review.
Hey guys, Lake Fork guide Greg West. A couple baits I wanted to point out to y'all that maybe it'll help you back home, whether you're here at Lake Fork or you guys are at Norman or Lanier, wherever you are around the country, that if you guys are fishing and you're targeting catching fish around shad, these are some of my favorite baits, maybe some baits that'll help you out at home. Of course, everybody's favorite is a topwater. My favorite style is like, a spook style bait like this. Strike King came out with one not too long ago. It's called the Hard Knock. It's just got a little bit of different pitch to it. It's a little bit louder. It actually seems to be a lot louder than just the normal spooks that are out there. I've caught a lot of big ones, whether that be the fall or during the shad spawn time of the year. Everybody loves the topwater bite. If you guys haven't tried the Hard Knock, you really need to give it a try. It's impressive and it calls a lot of big fish up. Another one that's really good is a lot of us will throw a square bill. Well, depending on the size bait you're throwing, if you're around a little bit bigger bait, whether that be some gizzard shad or maybe some blueback herring or whatnot, this is a Strike King 4.0. And this thing is a sleeper. Not a lot of people know about this bait, or I feel like they don't use it. They feel like it's too big. This isn't a just catch big ones bait. This is a catch everything bait. You can catch 2, 3, 4 pounders, but you can catch some real big ones on this as well, especially fishing around those places that have that bigger bait. Another one that's a really good one, I feel like that gets underlooked a whole lot. If they're kind of eating the top water, but your top water bite isn't as good, this is a 2.5 wake bait is what this is. Doesn't really matter how fast you reel this thing. It's gonna stay anywhere from 6 to 9 inches below the surface. So where you get those fish that are chasing bait, but you don't seem to get them to commit on a top water as much, this is another really killer bait. Color, that's kind of depending on your area and where you go. This is Tennessee 2.0. This is a color that came out just a few years ago, and I really fell in love with this color. Matches a lot of our threadfin shad here really well. And like I said, it doesn't matter really how fast you reel it. It's just a profile that if those fish aren't quite wanting to commit to a top water, but they are looking up in the water column, that 2.5 wake bait is a really good one. And you can throw it in different colors. Like that's a Tennessee shad 2.0. Here's a sexy shad, which is always one of my favorites. Another really good one, and this is a sleeper. I hate to even be talking about this, but is the hybrid hunter. I have really gotten to fall in love with this bait, caught a lot of big ones on it, especially around grass. Me personally, I like the bigger one. You have to fish it a little bit faster. This thing wants to be fished fast. I usually fish it on like a 7-to-2 gear ratio, and I'm burning it in that grass that may taper off, or maybe some of that hydrilla or coontail that comes out just a little bit in that 3 to 6, 3 to 8 foot range where I can burn it and I'm just ticking the top of it. I can't tell you how many big ones I've caught and better quality fish on that bigger hybrid hunter. These are a few baits that hopefully will help you guys back home when you guys are fishing for largemouth, especially when we're really keyed in on shad. Good luck to you guys.
Coming up after the break, the Bassmaster Southern Open from Lake Hartwell. We'll be right back.
Anglers Channel Bass Wrap-Up Show, sponsored by X-Zone, by Trick Step, TH Marine, Fully Loaded Tobacco-Free Chew, and by Under Armour Fish. We'll be right back.
I feel like ISO Chill definitely allows me to stay on the water longer. When you talk about 14-hour days of practice on the water, that's a long time. And most people are gonna come up with an excuse to get off, and I don't feel like I get that same fatigue, and a lot of that benefit comes from what I'm wearing. Sun protection, breathability, comfort, ISO Chill, honestly, it just helps me be more competitive and stay on the water longer.
G'day guys, Carl Jochimson here. We've gone over the last couple of weeks of my ultimate setup here on my Ultrex. Perfect, unbelievable trolling motor, Mega 360 showing me all of that structure, Mega Live now waving over the top of that structure, showing me the fish, showing me my bait, everything that I need to know. And now Humminbird have come up with the most innovative product that I've seen for a very long time, and it's called Mega Live Target Lock, and it's a separate. So in the past, my Mega Live and on other people's, it's locked onto their trolling motor and it's working with the trolling motor anywhere it's going. So when I wanted to use Spot Lock, which I use every single day on the water, it would have to follow that trolling motor and almost take Live or Spot Lock out of play. Now you have it all, and this separate module is actually going to work independently. It's going to follow the trolling motor if you want. It's going to work independently on a foot control or a hand control, but the most impressive is the target lock feature. And so I'm going to wave it across, see a rock, see some fish on it, hit target lock, and that Mega Live is going to lock in on that target, and no matter where my boat goes 360 around, it's going to constantly stay on that target and show it on the screen. One of the most unbelievable pieces of innovation I've seen in a long time. It's called Mega Live Target Lock. You better check it out.
Thanks, Carl. Now let's check in behind the scenes at the Southern Open on Green Pond Landing at Lake Hartwell.
Hey fishing friends, it's Michelle here, your blonde girl behind the scenes. We are at Lake Hartwell for the final Southern Open of the season. Let's see what day 2 brings. Who is going to win this and who is going to be going to the 2023 Bassmaster Classic? So you are leading the Bassmaster Open here at Lake Hartwell. What was your weight today?
I had 14 pounds, 12 ounces today.
And what'd you catch them on?
I think I weighed everything in today on a drop shot. It's the new Strike King filler worm.
And how did it go today for you?
It was tough, very, very tough. Got fortunate to catch 5.
Yeah? And what'd you end up weighing in?
15.5 pounds.
Okay, so it's a little less than yesterday. What was different today?
Just the lake dropping, lake coming down. My fish are moving. I got to find them tomorrow.
What did you have today?
19 even.
At the Lake Hartwell Open?
Lake Hartwell Open.
And you're in 3rd place?
I'm in 3rd place, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
I think you're still 3rd. What changed from yesterday?
I didn't suck. I made good decisions. I did what I knew I should. Well, I didn't do what I knew I shouldn't have done. I didn't necessarily do what I knew I should have done, but I knew I shouldn't have did what I did yesterday. Literally, I'm not exaggerating, almost every single point from here to the dam has had a boat on it from daylight to dark for a week and a half.
What'd you weigh in today?
Had 12.1 today.
And that puts you in 6th place, you said?
Currently in 6th place with 28.9.
Okay, so how'd you catch them today?
Pretty much everything has been on a drop shot all tournament. I really like drop shotting, kind of my thing to do, so I just kind of locked that in my hand and went through as many keepers as I could. And it was a little bit tougher today, no big ones, but still beautiful lake, fun time. And then what they've done with Green Pond Landing here for the last classic, the facilities, the docks, the parking, everything. It's one of the premier destinations to tournament fish. So really glad to catch them, especially at probably one of the top 5 venues for tournament fishing in the country.
You're currently in 8th place. Tell us how you caught them today.
I've thrown a buzzbait and skipped docks for the last 2 days. If I do get to go tomorrow, I'm gonna have to scrap everything I've got going and try something else.
It's Championship Saturday and the top 10 weigh-in after the break.
This portion of the Anglers Channel Bass Wrap-Up Show, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, is sponsored by Revital Outdoors, by Dual Pro Charging Systems, by Vicious Fishing Line, and by Visit Anderson and visitanderson.com.
We're here on the beautiful shores of Lake Hartwell. Day number 3. Been a fantastic week. We started out with 187 pro anglers back on Thursday, and we whittled that down to the top 10 today for Championship Saturday. He's a former collegiate bracket champion. He's all the way from Union City, Tennessee. Let's welcome him up to the stage. John Garrett, bring him up. 2-day total of 28 pounds and an ounce. He's also had a great year. He is up there in points on the AOI. You get 28-1 through your 2 days of fishing, John. You need just 5-2 with these 5 fish to take over the lead. 5 fish were 14 pounds, 2 ounces, going to jump John Garrett up into the lead with 42 pounds and 3 ounces. And the mass starts with the guys right here in the tanks as they start trying to figure out what they need to take over the lead. We know who's in the lead right now, and it's John Garrett with 42 pounds and 3 ounces.
We had some wind today. We've had just calm waters the past 2 days. It really made me struggle. Today was a little easier on me. I didn't have as nice of a bag as I would liked, but I was chasing roaming fish today instead of, a lot of people fishing brush and cane. I was just chasing roamers. So that was kind of what I did different than a lot of people.
5 in the bag, looking for 13-12. 13 pounds, 15 ounces, and Shane Lineberger moves it to the lead with a 3-day total of 42.7. And let's get ready to see a Lake Hartwell monster. There it is, look at there. In the lead now with 13-15 today, 42.7.
The fish that I were catching were up on the bank eating brim. When the water temperature started warming up, the brim really left the bank today. For the last couple days, I've seen it coming, And today it was just like they were just gone, and so were the bass.
Matt, to unseat Shane, you need exactly what he had. You need 13-15 with your 5. 12 pounds, 3 ounces. Going to jump Matt Painrack to 3rd place with 40 pounds and 12 ounces. So a great 3 days of fishing for Matt Painrack. Again, 28-14 for Bassmaster Elite Series qualifier Bryant Smith through his 2 days. 5 in the bag. You need 13-10. Looking for 13-10 with these 5. 15 pounds, 9 ounces, and Bryant Smith moves into the lead.
I love spotted bass fishing, and that's what I chose to do. Coming into this, I figured spotted bass are going to be a big player, and they were. Staying offshore, fishing brush, stuff like that, and just running around trying to hit as many brush piles as I could throughout the tournament.
29-8 through his 2 days of fishing. Again, 19-pound bag yesterday. It's the biggest bag of the tournament so far. 5 in the bag to unseat Bryant Smith. You need 15 even. Looking for 15 even with these 5. 13 pounds, 12 ounces. Going to jump Brian New up to 2nd place.
I got bigger bites yesterday. I went straight to where I caught, the area, the Seneca, or the Tougaloo, and I didn't waste any time in the Seneca, and I just didn't get any big bites. It took me a while to actually get hardly anything. I caught, a couple little ones pretty quick, and it was a struggle, and I knew at some point it was going to happen, and it did. They just wasn't very big. I mean, they were good ones. I don't know what I had. It's a decent bag. It wasn't a 100-place bag like I had the first day.
Derek Lettinen coming into today with 33-2. It's been a great week so far this week, Derek.
It's been a wonderful week. Can't complain about it one bit. I enjoyed every minute of it, and the fish bit good until today.
You ready to do this?
I'm ready to get it over with.
All right. Well, you don't need much. We're going to find out. Head over there. Let's go grab your fish. Tristan, you've been here before for the College Classic bracket. I need you side by side. We're about to do this thing. 33-2 through his 2 days of fishing. Derek Lettinen, come on up. He's got 5 more in his bag. You don't need that much. You need 11 pounds and 15 ounces. If it's 11-15 or heavier, it's Derek. If it's 11-14 or lighter, it's to Mr. McCormick. Looking for 11-15. 8 pounds and 7 ounces, and that means Tristan McCormick. The same week, 12 months later.
I was just blessed to make the top 10. It's so hard to make the top 10 in the opens. These guys are all hammers. There's a bunch of elite guys here too. You just look around, you're amongst some of the best fishermen in this country. So to win right here on Lake Hartwell in beautiful South Carolina at Green Pond, it's just truly a blessing.
Well, that's all the time we have this week for the Anglers Channel Bass Wrap-Up Show. Thanks for tuning in. For more in-depth coverage, make sure you log on to AnglersChannel.com. For the latest news on our podcast, gear reviews, tournament news, and more, it's truly your source for everything bass fishing. Be safe on the water. We'll see you next week.